Imagine you're deep in the heart of a sprawling, shadow-clad forest, the kind where every rustle of leaves whispers secrets of the past. It's midnight. The only light seeping through the canopy is the ethereal glow of a full moon, casting eerie shadows that dance like phantoms on the trail. You're a camper, miles from civilization, and your only lifeline is a ranger station, perched on the edge of the unknown. But there's something unsettling about the voice that answers your desperate call for help. A voice that echoes with an unsettling calmness, as if it's speaking from beyond the veil of the living. What would you do if you discovered the person guiding you through the night had perished years before on patrol? Would you still follow his instructions, trusting a ghostly protector? Or would you be frozen in fear, caught in the grip of the supernatural? The air is thick with tension, every sound amplified in the stillness, and the hair on the back of your neck stands on end as reality blurs into the realm of the eerie. Welcome to Fearway, where tonight we unravel the chilling tale of the Ranger of Blackwood Park. In this immersive, animated horror story, we delve into a world where time loses meaning and the spirits of the past refuse to rest. As the campers navigate their way through both the physical and the spectral, the line between reality and the supernatural becomes perilously thin. This haunting narrative is crafted with atmospheric dread, each scene meticulously designed to pull you deeper into the enigma of Blackwood Park. So prepare yourself for a journey into the unknown, where the shadows hold secrets and the dead may just be your only hope for survival. As the story unfolds, you'll be drawn into a cinematic experience that blurs the boundaries of space and time, leaving you questioning what lies beyond the veil. If you're ready to brave the darkness and uncover the truth behind the Ranger's haunting whispers, make sure to subscribe and join us on Fearway for more stories that tread the line between the seen and unseen. As the chilling echoes of the Ranger's voice faded into the night, you found yourself standing at the threshold of an unsettling journey. The moonlight painted the forest floor in an otherworldly glow, and each step you took seemed to reverberate through the stillness, a loud betrayal of your presence in this haunted place. The air was heavy, laden with the scent of moss and decay, a reminder of nature's cycle of life and death, and the eerie undercurrent that something more lingered here. You clutched the radio tightly, the lifeline that connected you to the enigmatic Ranger, whose voice had first seemed like a beacon in the storm. His directions were precise, yet there was an odd antiquity to his words, a formality that felt out of place in the modern world. Each instruction echoed with a confidence that both reassured and unnerved you, as if he knew every tree, every fallen branch, every hidden danger waiting in the dark. Yet, the revelation that this voice belonged to a man long dead played tricks on your mind, raising questions that demanded answers. Could you trust the guidance of someone who had perished amidst these woods? And if the Ranger truly was a phantom, what unfinished business compelled him to these airwaves, guiding lost souls in the dead of night? Your fellow campers, huddled around a flickering campfire, exchanged nervous glances. Their shadows danced wildly against the towering trees, mirroring the growing fear in their eyes. The radio crackled to life again, interrupting the tense silence. "Head north along the stream," the voice advised, steady and calm, as if he were watching over you from the treetops. The temperature dropped with each step you took, the chill of the night seeping into your bones, as if the forest itself knew of your spectral guide. The stream glistened under the moonlight, its gentle babble the only sound accompanying your group's cautious trek. A sense of doom clung to the air, intertwining with the rustling leaves and distant calls of nocturnal creatures. You wondered what secrets this forest held, and how many other lost souls had followed the spectral ranger's guidance over the years. Was it madness to place your trust in a ghost? Or was it fate that brought you here, to this place where the past and present entwined? The ranger's instructions continued with unwavering clarity, leading you deeper into the woods, further from the safety of the campsite. Each directive carried an implicit warning, a sense that deviating from the path could mean the difference between life and death. The night wore on, your footsteps quickening as the path became more treacherous, the terrain unfamiliar and daunting. Yet, with every word from the radio, there was a comfort, a strange reassurance that you weren't alone. The forest seemed to pulse with an ancient rhythm, a heartbeat echoing from the very earth beneath your feet. With the specter of the ranger guiding you, your fear gave way to a cautious curiosity. Who was this man in life? And why did his spirit linger here? What tragedy had befallen him, binding him to these woods, to this lonely duty? As you pondered these mysteries, the shadowy outline of the ranger station loomed into view, a solitary silhouette against the darkened sky. Relief mingled with apprehension as you approached, the building standing as a testament to the unknown forces at play in Blackwood Park. The forest sighed around you, the wind carrying whispers of long-forgotten tales, as the chilling truth of the ranger's ghostly vigil awaited to be unveiled. The ranger station stood silent, shrouded in mystery and the pale glow of the moon as you and your fellow campers drew nearer, each footstep crunching softly on the carpet of fallen leaves. The air was thick with an unnatural chill, a cold that seemed to emanate from the very heart of the woods, seeping into your skin, chilling your blood. As you reached for the door, it creaked open with a foreboding slowness, revealing an interior lost in time. Dust motes danced in the silver light, swirling around like ghostly apparitions in the stagnant air. The radio in your grasp crackled faintly, and the ranger's voice, more of a whisper now, urged you to proceed inside, his tone carrying a sense of urgency that quickened your pulse. The room was cluttered with relics of the past. Old maps pinned to the walls depicting long-forgotten trails, a logbook with entries dating back decades, and a ranger's hat resting atop a wooden chair, as if its owner might return at any moment. Your eyes scanned the shadowy corners, half expecting to see the spectral figure of the ranger step forth. But the room remained empty, save for the echo of your own breath. The radio wheezed into life again, filling the silence with the ranger's ghostly instructions. "Open the logbook," he directed, his words imbued with a sorrowful resolve. As you flipped through the pages, the faded ink told tales of uneventful patrols, wildlife sightings, and finally, the last entry, the one detailing his final mission, a fateful night eerily similar to your own. A chill ran down your spine as you traced the letters with your fingertip, the haunting realization that his last written words were meant for you, a bridge across time guiding you through the darkness. The other campers huddled closer, the gravity of the situation weighing heavily upon them. Whispers of fear and speculation danced among the group, the boundary between reality and the supernatural growing ever thinner. The ethereal voice continued, each utterance a thread connecting the present to the past, revealing the ranger's unfinished business. A warning of a danger lurking in the depths of the forest, a presence that had claimed him and now threatened you. "You must leave this place before dawn," the ranger's voice intoned, his spectral presence a guardian yet to be seen. There was a chilling finality to his words, a plea wrapped in the shroud of the supernatural. The forest outside seemed to echo his warning, the wind picking up in a mournful howl, urging you to heed the call. With time slipping away, the campers exchanged worried glances, their bond forged by shared terror and a resolve to survive the night. Stepping back into the embrace of the wilderness, guided by the spectral ranger's guidance, you felt a strange kinship with the spirit tethered to this place, an understanding that his sacrifice was not in vain. The journey back through the forest was fraught with tension, the path seeming more sinister under the waning moon. Yet, there was a newfound determination in your steps, a will to uncover the truth behind the ranger's tragic fate and the malevolent force dwelling in the shadows. The spectral whispers grew fainter, a lingering promise of protection as you retraced your steps, the boundary between the living and the dead dissolving under the weight of your shared mission. As the first light of dawn kissed the treetops, the oppressive grip of the night began to lift, the echoes of the ranger's voice fading into the morning air. Survival was yours. But the story of Blackwood Park had only begun to unravel, the mysteries of the past intertwining with the present, leaving you with a haunting realization that some spirits linger not to haunt, but to guide. As the campers continued their wary trek through the dense, shadow-laden paths of Blackwood Park, every whisper of the wind through the branches sounded like a warning, a reminder of the danger that lurked just beyond sight. The spectral ranger's voice, though now a faint echo, still guided them, his words like a tenuous thread binding them to the promise of safety. Each step was a heartbeat of suspense, the oppressive weight of the forest pressing in on all sides, as if the trees themselves conspired to keep the secrets of the past locked away in their gnarled roots. Among the group, a palpable sense of urgency hung in the air, for the ranger's final instructions had been clear. They must reach the clearing before the break of day, where the first rays of sunlight would dispel the night's chilling grip. The path wound ever deeper, the moonlight their only guide, casting long, sinister shadows that danced with the night's unseen terrors. The rustle of leaves and the snap of twigs underfoot became a rhythm of anxiety, a constant reminder that they were not alone. The forest was alive with the ominous sounds of night creatures, their calls echoing eerily, as if mocking the camper's struggle. As they pressed on, the ranger's tale continued to unravel in their minds, his tragic fate a foreboding mirror of their own predicament, and the malevolent force that had claimed him now shadowed their every move. The knowledge of this unseen presence, a spectral hunter prowling the darkness, sent shivers down spines already chilled by the night air. Despite the fear gnawing at their resolve, there was a shared determination among the campers, a bond forged by the ranger's sacrifice and their own instinct to survive. Their eyes darted through the gloom, searching for any sign of the clearing, the first glimmer of dawn, a beacon of hope and salvation. As the forest's canopy began to thin, a sudden bone-chilling howl pierced the silence, a ghastly wail that seemed to come from all directions, driving icy tendrils of terror deep into their hearts. It was a sound that spoke of ancient sorrows and unresolved vengeance, and with it came the haunting reminder of the ranger's final plea. Urged on by the renewed urgency, the campers quickened their pace, hearts pounding like drums in the suffocating quiet, the breath of the forest an ever-watchful presence. Finally, as if the forest itself reluctantly yielded to their perseverance, they stumbled into the clearing, the pale light of dawn seeping through the trees, casting away the shadows with a gentle, warming embrace. Here, In this sanctuary bathed in the soft glow of morning, they found a momentary peace, the spectral ranger's presence lingering just beyond the veil. A guardian spirit whose watchful eye had seen them through the darkest hours. With the rising sun, the oppressive weight of the night began to lift, the forest's hold loosening its grip, and the mystery of Blackwood Park lay before them like an unfinished tale. Yet, the echoes of the ranger's ghostly whispers lingered in the crisp morning air, a testament to his enduring vigil and the secret he had safeguarded. The campers, though weary and shaken, had survived the night, their minds forever marked by the spectral encounter and the knowledge of the unseen world that lay just beyond the threshold of the living. As they stood in the clearing, bathed in the dawn's light, they knew their journey was not yet over. The story of Blackwood Park was far from complete, and the truth of the ranger's fate awaited discovery, a haunting reminder that some spirits linger not to haunt, but to guide those who dare to tread the line between the seen and unseen. As the first rays of the sun started to illuminate the eerie clearing in Blackwood Park, the campers stood in a small circle, their breath visible in the cold morning air, each one feeling the weight of the spectral encounter that had just transpired. Yet, within them stirred an unease, as if the forest's secrets had only begun to unravel. The ghostly ranger's presence lingered like a wisp of mist, a silent promise of protection that had not come without a price. The beauty of the dawn was tinged with a creeping dread, for beyond the gentle light lay the shadows of unanswered questions and ancient mysteries. With the dawn came a strange calm, the forest's malevolent aura momentarily subdued, but the silence was palpable, almost as if the woods were holding its breath, waiting for the next chapter to unfold. The campers exchanged glances, each face etched with a mixture of exhaustion and determination, a pact unspoken yet unanimously understood. Their journey was far from over. Though the night had been survived, they knew the ranger's tale was unfinished. His story, full of sorrow and duty, whispered through the leaves, urging them to uncover the truth that lay hidden in the depths of Blackwood Park. The group slowly began to explore the clearing, their eyes sweeping over the landscape, looking for signs, for any clue that might lead them to the answers they sought. The ranger's spectral guidance had saved them, but his fate was entwined with the forest's dark heart, and the campers felt a strange compulsion to understand his final moments. As they moved, the forest watched, its ancient eyes ever vigilant, a living tapestry of the past, woven with threads of both the living and the dead. The campers, though weary, were resolute, their minds attuned to the subtle shifts in the atmosphere. A broken branch, a disturbed patch of earth, the faint echo of footsteps, long gone. Their path had led them to this pivotal moment, where the boundary between reality and the supernatural seemed to dissolve, where the truth was not buried, but waiting patiently to be revealed. In the distance, the faintest sound of a brook could be heard, its gentle murmur a stark contrast to the silence that had dominated their journey. Drawn by this whisper of life, the campers moved as one, their steps cautious yet purposeful. The forest seemed to yield to their determination, as if guiding them towards a hidden revelation. As they approached the source of the sound, a sense of anticipation thrummed through the air, a feeling that they were not just observers, but participants in a narrative that spanned time itself. The brook, when they reached it, was a narrow ribbon of silver, cutting through the earth with a quiet grace. Here the forest's grasp felt lighter, the oppressive weight of the night dispelled by the gentle caress of sunlight filtering through the canopy. It was there, by the brook's edge, that they discovered an old, weathered badge half buried in the damp soil, its surface tarnished yet unmistakably marked with the emblem of the ranger station. This discovery sent a chill through their veins, a tangible connection to the ranger and the past that had claimed him. The badge was a testament to his service, a relic that spoke to the life he had led and the duty that had bound him to Blackwood Park even beyond death. The campers knew in that moment that their journey was not just about survival, but about honoring the spirit who had guided them, unraveling the mystery that had kept him tethered to this world. As they stood by the brook, the badge safely cradled in their hands, the forest around them seemed to sigh, a gentle breeze rustling the leaves as if in acknowledgement of their discovery. The spectral ranger's whispers faded into the background, a distant echo of gratitude and longing, as the campers began to understand that their role was not merely to witness, but to continue the story, to ensure that the secrets of Blackwood Park and the ranger who watched over it would not be forgotten. As they prepared to leave the clearing, sunrise now fully painting the horizon in hues of gold and rose, they did so with a renewed sense of purpose, a promise to return and uncover the rest of the ranger's tale, a tale that had bound their fates with his, in a place where the line between the seen and unseen blurred with the rising of each new dawn. As the campers left the brook behind, the forest seemed to close in around them once more, shrouding their path in a veil of mystery and foreboding. Each step deeper into Blackwood Park felt deliberate, as if the very ground beneath them was guiding their journey, drawing them further into the ranger's story. The badge, now securely fastened to the front pocket of one of the campers, felt like a talisman, its weight a constant reminder of the spectral presence that lingered just beyond the veil of the living. The air was thick with anticipation, each rustle of leaves and distant bird call echoing the whispers of the past. As they ventured further, they stumbled upon an old, overgrown trail that twisted through the forest like a forgotten relic of a bygone era. With each turn, the shadows seemed to deepen, the daylight dimming as if the forest itself was drawing a curtain over the world they had known. Their senses heightened. The campers moved with a cautious urgency, acutely aware of their surroundings. Every creaking branch, every gust of wind seemed to carry the ranger's voice, urging them onward. The trail eventually led them to a clearing where the remnants of a long-abandoned ranger station stood, its crumbling walls and shattered windows a stark testament to the passage of time. Here, the air was different. It was charged with an energy that crackled like static, each molecule vibrating with an unseen force. The campers hesitated at the edge of the clearing, the decaying structure looming before them like a specter of its own. The forest around them was silent, as if holding its breath, waiting for them to take the next step. Summoning their courage, they crossed the threshold, the ground beneath their feet crunching with the weight of years gone by. Inside, the station was a tableau of decay, a place where nature had reclaimed its dominion. Vines snaked through the broken windows, and moss covered the floors like a carpet from another world. Yet amidst the ruin, there was a sense of purpose, a feeling that this place held the key to the ranger's fate. One of the campers, sensing a pull from a dusty, forgotten corner, unearthed a weathered journal, its pages yellowed and fragile. As they carefully opened it, the air seemed to shift, and the soft rustle of leaves outside harmonized with the turning of each page. Within its pages lay the ranger's final entries, a chronicle of his last days, filled with descriptions of strange occurrences and encounters with another worldly presence that haunted Blackwood Park. His words painted a vivid picture of a man torn between duty and fear, a man who had given his life to protect the forest and those who ventured within it. As the campers read, the atmosphere grew heavy with emotion. For the ranger's story was not just one of tragedy, but of selflessness and sacrifice. In that moment, the campers understood the depth of his commitment and felt a profound connection to the spirit that had guided them through the night. It became clear that his presence was not merely a haunting, but a vigil, ensuring that those who called for help would find their way to safety, just as they had. With newfound resolve, the campers made a decision to honor the ranger's legacy by preserving the stories of Blackwood Park, to ensure that his voice would continue to echo through the woods he had once roamed. As they stepped back into the forest, leaving the dilapidated station behind, the sun broke through the canopy, casting warm rays upon their path. It felt like a sign, a beacon of hope and closure, a promise that the ranger's tale would continue to be told, and that his spirit would forever watch over the forest he had called home. As they walked away, the forest seemed to breathe a sigh of relief, the rustling leaves carrying a message of gratitude and peace, a harmonious blend of the living and the spectral, a reminder that some stories transcend the boundaries of time and space, forever entwined with the echoes of the past. As they ventured back into the depths of the forest, their hearts were lighter, yet their minds were filled with the weight of the ranger's tale, a story that had transcended the mere boundaries of life and death. The spectral guide, who had once been a voice on the other end of a desperate call for help, was now a cherished guardian, a testament to the enduring human spirit. As the campers retraced their steps, they could feel the forest's energy shift around them, as though the very trees were whispering their gratitude, acknowledging the bond formed between the living and the departed. The air was no longer thick with dread, but rather infused with a gentle, almost reverent calm. The once eerie rustlings of the woods now seemed to sing in harmony with their footsteps, a symphony of life that honored the ranger's eternal vigil. As the sun began its descent, casting long shadows that danced among the trees, the campers felt a sense of peace wash over them, knowing that they had become part of something larger, a legacy that would endure long after their journey had ended. Back at the edge of the forest, where the ranger station's old radio had crackled to life with a ghostly voice, they paused, taking one last look at the canopy that sheltered Blackwood Park. With a silent promise to return and keep the tales alive, they turned towards the world beyond, leaving behind a story etched in the echoes of time, waiting to be whispered once more under the quiet cover of night. As they returned to their lives, they carried the ranger's story in their hearts, a flame that would never extinguish, ensuring that his watch over the forest would continue, even as the living moved on.